so fast. Concord.
Concord.
That was the fastest then.
Yeah. So we missed you when we had your fellow countrymen speaking to us. Were you on that day?
Yes, I was.
You were. So I don't have to find you all the way in Nigeria.
We have another one speaking this morning. Hey, Jimmy?
Hey?
You have another one speaking this morning.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
Good morning.
Nigeria as well?
Yeah, well, originally.
Originally, yeah. Because I know as a part of us. Oh, okay. So
Good morning, everyone.
Ruben has to pay for that?
Yep.
Morning, Ruben.
Yes.
That's Ruben. Oh, my Ruben, it's so good to see you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, Ruben.
We just call your name, as they say, talk about the devil and an angel appears.
Oh, wow.
Jimmy, Ruben missed it. Jimmy,
Ruben missed the other one.
Meeting on Sunday, and he told the president it was my fault.
Really? Well, Ruben is an honorable man. I know he would lie on you. Oh my, look who's here this morning. Oh, A.G. Strachan.
Yes.
So good to see you.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Meeting on which day? Which day we had the meeting with you?
That was 48 hours almost.
48 hours. Okay. And not only that, you were telling them that you were 40.
Well, no. I said your president has been engaged in insurance activities for as long as I've been on this earth. I did not say I was 40.
Okay. No, 40 didn't come up at all?
Latoya, welcome.
40 years for which she has been so engaged.
Oh, okay.
It's 7 a.m. Meeting now called to order. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's meeting, the third week of Foundation Month. The invocation will be done by Director Akema.
Good morning, let us pray. O God and giver of all good, we thank thee for our daily food. May Rotary friends and Rotary ways help us to serve thee all of our days. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Loyal toast, Director Barrett.
Good morning to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
To the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Welcome to visiting Rotarian Secretary Donette. Can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I muted my mic. My dog was barking. Good morning, everyone. Good morning again. And I'd like to welcome all the way from Mandeville, Jamaica, PDG Patrick. I think I saw him enter the room. Welcome.
Thank you.
Dr. Dadzuzia, great to see you. And you're our speaker, so you'll be properly introduced later. Also visiting is A.G. Ken, our big boss, our Rotary boss, A.G. Ken Strachan. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
We can see you. Okay, awesome. And visiting all the way from Ikoyi, Lagos, PP Adedun. Welcome. We missed you a couple of weeks.
Ikoyi.
Ikoyi.
Thank you. Ikoyi.
And it's a great morning to be here because
glad to be here as usual.
Yes, great to have you. We missed you a few weeks and we did rough up Ruben a bit. I did. I said, where are my friends from the continent?
Thank you.
And we were praying for you because he told us about all the stuff that was happening in Nigeria and so on.
Yeah.
So you were in our thoughts and prayers. Also,
thank you very
Eleuthera, all the way from Eleuthera. PP Valerie, who is always here. Good morning and welcome. We also have visiting
That's
from
Eleuthera?
Sorry, Abaco. I'm sorry, Abaco. PP Valerie. I'm always doing that to you. PP Valerie, welcome.
A pleasant good morning.
Okay, visiting from Rotaract Nassau Sunset, Rotaractor Lauren Adderley, welcome to the meeting.
Morning, thank you.
Yes, good morning. And I think for the last time as a guest, welcome Rotarian to be, Gwen.
Good
morning, everyone.
The president is here as well.
And the president from Rotaract Sunset, Latoya. Welcome, President Latoya. And I believe we have some visitors. I think the first guest is Rotarian Kemi on the line. I can't recall if I admitted him to the meeting, but if not, then he's going to be fine because he has a guest, and it's Felicia Carey. Good morning, Miss Carey.
She might be muted.
Okay, so I had a message from her that she is guest of Kemi. We also have Rotaractor Davard Thompson, or Lucky Rotaractor, visiting from the Rotary Club of Nassau. And I think that's it for our guests. Oh, then we have Kieran Lightburn, Rotarian from the Rotary Club of Old Fort. Welcome.
Morning, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome. And Kemi's not here. He's going to pay a hefty fine for that. So if you can text him quickly and tell him to get on to the meeting because you're here.
Yes, ma'am, I definitely will text him.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think that covers our guests. If I missed anyone, just holler at me right now. If not, then welcome everyone, and we hope you enjoy the meeting. Back to you, President Francis.
Sorry, did you recognize PP Alicia?
Oh, PP Alicia is there?
She has a video on today, that's why you don't recognize her.
Welcome, PP Alicia. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's it, President. Back to you.
I welcome my guest, Gwen, for the final time as a guest. Welcome, Gwen.
Thank you, Ms. Francis. Morning, everyone.
And now we'll invite our Sergeant at Arms to bring us finds and jokes.
Oh, morning, everybody. Morning. Has Kemi arrived yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, he's really going to get fined.
Mm-hmm.
He called my house the other day. Hello, Father, this Kemi who was in the Rotary meeting. I say, yeah, I know. He say, do you know your wife's cell number? I say, what you mean? If I know my wife's cell number. You don't think I know it? But anyway, I go wait for him. I really need to get some money out of him. So he was able to speak to my wife and without my permission. So that is definitely a hefty fine. Now, who all have on pins? Anybody without pins today? Donette?
Oh, mine is right here, sorry.
Oh, really now?
I'm gonna put it on right now, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, that's only $2 then rather than $5.
Yes, how near I have it, you know, it was on my 90 and I had to change, so.
Okay.
Don't go in my shirt count.
Huh?
I sleep with mine.
That's Dino?
That's Dino.
How are you, man?
There's a logo on my shirt count.
Half, so it's only $3 then.
Half of 5 is 3.
Now, I'm the mathematician here, okay? Half of 5, I learned that under Felix. I learned maths under Felix. Everybody in class ought to have a Felix for a friend. He always did his homework. Seriously. Seriously, and you know what? In high school, that is extremely important to have a friend like Felix. Discipline And of course, you sit close him in exam and stuff to make sure you do well, because your mother send you to school, so you want to make sure you get some good grades. So if you can't get them yourself by whatever means necessary. Felix, thank you for being such a good friend. Put in $5, please, just in memory of, in honor of the friendship. Where's your wife, Felix?
He's just about to log on, but you need to find yourself as well.
For what?
You just made your wife sound like she's selling numbers. You said, Kemi called you and said, your wife sell numbers?
Okay. Oh, okay. You jumping smart on me. Okay. So that's
That
a
is the
dollar
way
fine.
that it was worded, yes.
That's a dollar
PDG
fine.
is quite correct.
Yeah, I don't know. You sound like a policeman, man. You sound like Ken Strawn. Oh boy. You see, I tell you, I couldn't do too well in school. Melanie. Is Melanie on? The new Paul Harris Foundation Fellow. Is she on? We don't see her this morning. Melanie not here yet?
Which one of the Melanies, Cartwright or Melanie Halkett?
No, Halkett.
Yeah, she is on.
You ain't hailing me this morning, Melanie. Give me $5, please. You have all that money for Paul Harris. You must get put in $5 in the club. All right. Everybody who is late, please put in your fine of $3. Magnal, is Magnal on? Is the treasurer on?
She is.
I need to see her face. She sent me a bill there, all kind of fines on it. I'm supposed to be doing the fine. I didn't know I was supposed to get fined. Who fined me, man? I count it again. Count it again. Count it again. Okay, well, Kemi hasn't come yet to be with his guest, and that is terrible. Felicia, it's good to have you, and I welcome you on Kemi's behalf. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Kind.
Right. I'm sure you collect $5 from him, please.
I will, sir.
I guess we don't see one another too often, but Madam Treasurer, please put down $5.
Boy, but there was no hesitation in her voice for that.
I see that. Sound like
Yes,
she's
sir.
anxious. She'll make a good Rotarian. Okay, Rotarian until you die. Talking about dying, I'm sure you might have heard the story of this fellow who was dying and on his deathbed. I don't know if he was from Nigeria. No, probably from the Bahamas. So he said, my son, because his son was right by his bedside, Papa, Dad is dying. Oh, say, Dad, don't say that. Don't say that. Yes, my son, Dad is dying, but your mother loves me right to the end, because I can smell that she's cooking, making some guava duff. Oh, say, Dad, don't say that. Yes, son, your dad is dying, but your mother still loves me right to the end, cooking my favorite. So he said, please go and get me some of the guava duff, and then your dad could die in peace. So the little boy ran out rather reluctantly, and he came back in record time. Dad said, son, I see that you're back. Where is the guava duff? Mommy say the guava duff is for after the funeral. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Shira, put in $5, please. And Kemi has another guest. That's another $2. $5 for the first one that you were late for, and then this other one that you have. Shira, put in something too. I want to find the bad boys. The bad boys whose name end with E-L-L. Crespel Lovell. Only need an H there. Anyway, no, I shouldn't say that. Anyway, bad boys, you all put in your fine. Have a good day. God
Thank you,
bless
Father
all.
P. May I have birthdays and announcement, past President Diana?
With pleasure. A pleasant good morning to one and all. It is the birthday of our very own Giselle, who celebrated on the 17th of this month. We wish her a very happy birthday and hope that she enjoys many, many more. Thank you.
Thank you, past President Diana. Are there any announcements this morning?
Yes, Madam President. Good morning, everyone. I would like to. Good morning. I'd like to remind the retirees this morning that we're having a fundraising event on November 28th, a movie showing event. I'm sure we'll be showing the movie Mulan. It's an exciting time for us to watch it, or a relaxing time to be showing a movie during these times. So, on November 28th on a Saturday, I'd like all members to participate and to purchase a ticket for the event. Registrations will have been sent out. I'll be forwarding out an email today to remind members so they can register for the event. Send it on to their friends and family. It's a family event, so you can also send out to your loved ones and to participate. The cost is $15 for the event. We ask you all Rotarians to participate during this particular time and to help make this be a successful event. Thank you all.
Thank you, P.E. Therese. Are there any further announcements this morning?
Good morning, President Francis.
Good morning, A.G. Gallo.
Good to be here. I wanted to take the opportunity to announce the All Clubs meeting on November 28th, that same day. So in the morning and in the evening, we'll watch a movie, but in the morning, we'll spend time with District Governor Charles Seeley. Normally in the Bahamas, he would have been making a physical visit to the Bahamas at this time. He's making his virtual visit. So as far as we're concerned, he's visiting the Bahamas at this time. So these are the 2 weeks set aside. He's been meeting with the boards. And at the end of that, which is next week, Saturday, he's having an all clubs meeting in the morning, a virtual meeting that's at 10 o'clock. All Rotarians, all Rotaractors for 1 hour. That's the Rotary Bahamas family. And as many persons may know, when the district governor is in town, we also have the foundation gala. So that morning, we will also have the foundation gala at 11 o'clock, where Rotarians who have been contributing to the foundation will be recognized, and persons in the community will be recognized with the bestowing of Paul Harris Fellowships for their good work in the community. So Saturday, November 28th, from 10 for Rotarians, and from 11 for everyone else, Rotarians and the community for the foundation. Please save the date. Thank you.
Thank you, A.G. Callow. And now we'll ask A.G. Ken to step forward and kindly induct our new members, Gwen and Simone.
Good morning. Thank you, President Francis. And I wish to recognize both past PDGs in the House and past presidents and other members, visiting guests from Nigeria. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning. And I want to say, President Francis, to your members, it was a wonderful session with your board, with DG Charles 2 nights ago. And I want to commend you and all of your members for the stellar performance that your club is currently experiencing at this time. I wish at this time to induct the 2 newest Rotarians to Rotary globally. We are very pleased to hold this induction of yet 2 new Rotarians today. Simone Bowe, Human Resource Director with the Ministry of Tourism. Gwendolyn Ritchie, an airline pilot who, along with her husband, owns Gulf Air. I want to say Gwendolyn, a very good friend. She's a gem coming to your club, President Francis, who would have been one of the first, among the first female pilots with Bahamas Air. And I'm very pleased to see her being a part of this club today. Simone and Gwen, the principles, responsibilities, and obligations of Rotary have been explained to you. You have expressed your willingness to become Rotarians. No one is eligible to become a Rotarian unless, in his or her business or professional life, he or she endeavors to practice the principles of goodwill and service. The members of this club have invited you to join them because they believe you have already actuated by these are already actuated by these motives, pardon me. In electing you to membership, you're doing more than we're doing more than taking you into our fellowship. We are making you a trustee with us of Rotary's ideals. Knowing you to be a Rotarian, the world will henceforth judge you by Rotary, be judged by Rotary's conduct. Membership in Rotary is an honor and privilege. Every privilege has its corresponding obligations. One of the special obligations of membership is regular attendance, and certainly in this COVID environment and virtual session, that should not be too much of a problem to have attendance at meeting. It is the basic method of fulfilling the principles of fellowship and also a way by which you represent your vocation. Every member is expected to perform his or her share of club and community service. And the committee of the club will afford you every opportunity in giving service. Last, but by no means least, it is our ideal of friendship. As you expect to receive, so give. May you be stimulated by friendships you find here, and may we in return know you to be an added source of strength to our club. Will all members please stand with me virtually and let us accept into this environment Rotarian Simone and Gwen, for it is our privilege and honor to induct you as members of the Rotary Club of Nassau Sunrise. You, by now, should have received your pin. We ask that it be affixed to your lapel. The emblem of our worldwide association. Wear it always with pride. You will also receive a certification or certificate of membership in this club. Fellow Rotarians of the Rotary Club of Nassau Sunrise, help me make welcome our newest Rotarians in this global environment today, Rotarian Simone and Gwen. Let's give them a round of applause.
Welcome, Gwen and Simone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Shall I put on my pin now?
Yes, you may.
Gwendolyn, I wish I was there to pin you myself. That's how proud of you I am.
Thank you, Ken.
Good to see you.
You too.
Oh, you have my girl pinning you.
Yes, I do.
That's very,
Who
very
else?
special.
PP, don't bring the Inagua out in this now.
Don't bring the Inagua. Well, you know, Inagua is still the best kept secret.
You're trying to bring it out in this session today.
Yeah.
Excellent. That looks good on you.
Thank you, AG Ken.
You're welcome, Madam President.
And now we will have PDG Felix introduce our speaker this morning, PDG Patrick Aduzwa. He will speak on the topic Foundation and Global Grants, how they work. Thank you, PDG.
Thank you, President. Good morning, everybody. Our speaker usually don't like long introductions, but he's a very good friend of mine, and I think you need to know his accomplishments And so I'm going to take the liberty of giving him his full due. Dr. Patrick E. Adiswa, a medical doctor, graduated from El Instituto Superior de Ciencias Médicas Santiago de Cuba. My Spanish right, Doc? In 1987, and has a Spanish language diploma with distinction. He's a resident doctor in OB/GYN at Mandeville Regional Hospital and has a general practice at Las Palmas Medical Complex. Most recently, he has added to his portfolio Managing Director of Regis Fine Dining Restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a wonderful chef. Past District Governor Patrick is a member of the Rotary Club of Mandeville, and his classification is medical, and he uses his vocation and passion for service to make a difference in Jamaica, his home country. He became a Rotarian in 1996, served as the director of his club in his first year as membership director, and has not looked back since. He served as director of club service in 1996-97, and was his club's director of international service, foundation chair, and trainer. PDG Patrick became the club's president in the Rotary year 2002-2003. PDG Patrick pursued his passion for service and love for Rotary beyond the club level. He served in various capacities, starting in 1998, when he served as the district chair for population concern. He was appointed as assistant governor in 2005 to 2008. And subsequently, he served as district grants chair 2008 to 2011, Future Vision coordinator 2012 and 13, the Country Foundation Chair in 2013 to 2018, and District Paul Harris Society Club Chair, District Paul Harris Society Chair in 2014-2016, and the District Vocational Training Team Chair. Presently, he is the District Rotary Foundation Chairman. He has participated in several Rotary programs, including acting as a sponsor counselor for 2 ambassadorial scholars, 1 Peace Scholar, and 2 Georgia Rotary Scholars. And he has hosted 6 GSE teams. For those of you who are young Rotarians, I'll explain what GSE teams are some other time. PDG Patrick completed more than 10 Rotary Foundation grants for clubs and participated in Thailand's new RI web resource table discussion. PDG Patrick has ensured that he stays up to date with his Rotary knowledge and shares it with others. He is an RLI certified discussion leader, RLI certified Rotary Foundation graduate, and is a member of the cadre of advisors to the Rotary Foundation trustees. One can say that PDG Patrick not only talks the talk, but he walks the walk, as he is an avid supporter of the Rotary Foundation, a charity of choice. He is a sustaining member, a District Paul Harris Society member, multiple Paul Harris Fellow, a benefactor, and a major donor. During his club's stewardship, the Rotary Club of Mandeville received the RI Presidential Citation, the RI Public Relations Award, and the District Governance Award. For his own service and dedication to Rotary, PDG Patrick has been awarded the Centennial Year Rotarian of the Year, the Charlie Brown Achievement Award for Rotary Excellence for the Rotary Club of Kingston, from the Rotary Club of Kingston in 2008, and the Rotary Foundation Citation for Meritorious Service Award in 2014. PDG Patrick is committed to improving the healthcare of residents of Manchester and the surrounding areas. Is unquestionable. He dreams that the Mandeville community will have the best equipped hospital in Jamaica. Through his efforts and the members of the Rotary Club of Mandeville, the regional hospital has been the recipient of several state-of-the-art medical pieces of equipment. For his devotion and other community efforts, PDG Patrick received recognition for his actions. He's received the Manchester Cultural Development Committee National Nation Building Award, the United Nations International Committee for Volunteerism Award, and the Mandeville Regional Hospital Service to Community Award. Also, the Canada and Commonwealth Youth Award and the Jamaica Association of Guidance Counselors in Education recognized his accomplishments. PDG Patrick is married to Dr. Leslie Cameron Adenis, whom he met in medical school. His wife has described him as, and I quote, loving and very determined person. She also lovingly said that he can be miserable at times, but it is his loving and kind ways that have kept me by his side for over 20 years of marriage. And I would happily do it all over again. What a guy. Together they have 2 children, and they are both following in their parents' footsteps as they're pursuing careers in medicine. In his spare time, Patrick enjoys gourmet cooking, jazz music, swimming, traveling, and reading. He's a past master in the Masonry fraternity. And for Patrick, three things guide his life: service above self, doing as much good for others as possible, and a loving family. For parents and guests, please welcome my very, very good friend. And I would tell you, the person who knows more about the foundation in our district, Rotarian Dr. Patrick Adiswa.
Thank you, PDG Felix. Please give me a chance to share my screen. Hold on.
While PDG is sharing his screen, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome District Governor-elect Louis to the meeting.
Where is it?
Sarge, why we make you tell a joke, you know? Lavelle and Cresswell in the meeting.
And PDG Felix, also, while we're waiting, yes, apologies for my tardiness. Yes, Father P, I hear how you was talking about me. I heard all of that too. I got my comments, but
oh, you got it?
I did. I was on a call, so I did have to sign in late. Yeah. But okay. In honor of, I guess, me completing all of the requirements for my red ribbon removal, I did invite a guest, Felicia Carey, who will definitely join us later. She had to step off. My coworker and both of my mentees here to the meeting today. So I am here. I was just tied up on a phone call.
Okay, good. But the wife did say you made up because you did a very good presentation.
Right. Are we seeing the screen now?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much. As Rotarians, in November, we'll think of our foundation, our church of choice. But most times when you think of our foundation as giving, one of the elements of an effective club is that a club was able to participate in Rotary Foundation. Sorry, excuse me. Hello. All right, I'll call you. Okay. Okay.
Patrick's on call.
Yes, not just by giving, but by participating in various programs of our Rotary Foundation. From the first grant of $500 that was done for this, a series of changes with our foundation, the programs that are available to Rotarians. Up to 2013, 2014, our activity was based on a 20% sustainable projects or programs and 80% irrelevant projects. We had over 12 different types of activities. It was streamlined to 3, and we called it the future vision. But for every good thing that comes around, so does the headaches that come along with it. We have gone over 123% in Rotary Foundation activities to date. But how are we funding those programs? From Rotarians' gifts annually, and our increase in contribution to the foundation funds only increased by 15%. And so today, as you all know, effective July 1 this year, the Rotary Foundation refused, or well, they didn't refuse, they had to restructure the way we're funding programs by not matching any more cash contributions, and also eliminating the minimum match of $15,000 in DDF. In other words, you can have a multiple type of combination contribution to match your project, but the maximum match still remains $400,000. Today, I'm going to share with you what grants we have available, and they are changing. On Monday, as a cadre advisor to the trustees, we are being enlisted to start a new program that will make it easier for Rotarians to participate. And I'll be sharing with the district in time. So you're a club, you have a project, how can we help? One of the things that the Rotary Foundation trustees are trying to introduce for Rotarians is to have regional cadres and action group chairs to help projects, help clubs structure their projects so that the time for review and funding is shortened. What do we have available currently? We have a district grant, we have a global grant, disaster response grant, and of course the new grant, the new program of, we call it program of scale. This grant is really what and had a value of $2 million. What is the value of this project? The value is that you're able to engage non-governmental organizations, partners, with demonstrated expertise in that area of focus you're trying to pursue. Currently, our district is trying to be the first district to get this grant for the project we're doing in Haiti, the hand wash. PDG Jeremy and his team, they have done extensive research and paperwork, and I'm hoping that perhaps we might get it this November when the trustees decide to take that decision. District grants, how do we really get the funding? Management seminar. difficulty. I believe it's no way of trying to impose their time. But the importance of participating in those grant management seminars is that as district officers, myself as the foundation chair for your district, our district governor Charles Seeley, our district governor Louis, and our nominee Deborah, all of them had to go through a certification process on behalf of the district. If we don't do it, the district is not qualified. Neither will you qualify. So it's very important we understand the importance of participating in those programs. When we do qualify on your behalf, then you can apply for district grants. Because the application comes to us as a committee, and then we decide what we're going to fund, and we present that spending plan to the Rotary Foundation coordinators, who will go through the minimum requirement for that grant to be funded. And then we come back to you and say, well, you have X amount of funding from your request. What is important with district grant is that you can do repeated projects in your community year after year without having to go through the hassle of finding an area of focus that you need to deal with. Can you get somebody to work with you in your district grant? Yes. If you have friends overseas, their district can afford to say, all right, Sunrise, we can afford to give you $5,000 from our district grant to do a project in Nassau. In your locality, you could use that same fund that you're applying for overseas. The most important thing is to make sure that you get everything reported, because we have to send back to the foundation to justify the expenditure of those funds. Here is an example of a district grant. A very simple process. An elderly lady who wants to have her little business in the community, you could fund it from your club funds. Global grants, long-term projects, sustainable projects. This is where we're having issues. Most clubs never apply for global grants, irrespective of how many times you're asking and beseeching them and asking, please, we're here to help. After the meeting we had on Monday, I spoke with our past district governor, Robert from Haiti, who is also a member of the cadre. We are coming back to the district to have a town hall meeting with the clubs and tell you who are the resource persons in the district for grants. Recently, PAG Brian Knowles was appointed as district international service chair. His duty in that position is to be a conduit between clubs and partners overseas. So we are trying to bring the project to your doorstep so you don't have to be afraid to participate. If you look at what it says here, that there's a minimum, that the World Fund provides a minimum of $15,000, that no longer exists. There's no minimum for you to match now, as long as you have a minimum budget of $30,000 in any combination you want it. Cash contribution that is not going to be matched, partnership from your locality, endowment fund earnings. We have very few of that, but we still have. And a club might not qualify by not participating in grants management seminar and still to get a district grant. But they will not, I repeat, they will not be able to apply for a global grant. Why? Because the MOU that all clubs have to sign after the grants management seminar has to be sent to the Rotary Foundation. So they know who participated and who didn't participate. Currently, we have a process where you can actually do it online. Process. All cadres had to do one to be certified now as a cadre, you have to do it. It's a 9-template process. If you're not doing it, you're taken out of those who are able to do reviews. And every cadre wants to be in that little niche of Rotarians that are doing reviews. Global grant, like we said before, are very sustainable projects. Sustainability is the key issue here in those grants. Of course, the programs are scale, much more sustainable, a longer process, big funding. All right. Disaster response is another grant that we have available to Rotarians. Currently, we have 2 disaster response grants in our district, one in the Bahamas for $132,000 and one in Jamaica for $25,000. The disaster response grants fall in the category where a club requires a grant of this nature. They apply to the district governor or the district Rotary Foundation chair. We're the only 2 people that can apply for that grant on behalf of the clubs or the district. So currently, I'm responsible to write the report when Lindsay gives me most of what he has done for your grant. I had to write the interim report for them to send the one for Jamaica. And it's to show you that the importance of reporting. When the one for Jamaica was applied for, or it was approved, it could not be funded because the one in the Bahamas was outstanding. So I had to write an interim report to have them release the funding. So stewardship is an intricate aspect of grants. I'm sure you guys recognize our PAG, Mario. That was after the disaster we had in the Bahamas that has started all the process we're doing now. Areas of focus. You apply for a global grant. And most times, a grant you're applying for might have 2 or 3 different types of areas of focus that can be seen in the project development. Stay away from them. Stay away from them. Choose one. That's all you know. You don't care about the rest of them. The reason is you will have to address each and every because sent to us as well, they are not doing it here, they're not doing it there. We can't overlook the process because eventually this review goes back to the trustees. Before the trustees goes to a panel of 5 coordinators at Rotary Foundation. If you get it past them to the trustees, then you have done a good job and you don't want to be on the wrong side. All right, so choose one. And for each area of focus, that there's a discussion group on Rotary, My Rotary, that you could reach out to and they'll advise you on what to do. Sustainability for every organization is different. For us Rotarians, it is important that after funds with that project, we can walk away and don't have to look back. Unlike what we used to do in the past, where we are going back year after year for the same project and much more funds to keep it alive. Don't give people what they don't want. If a man is asking you for something and you're giving it to him because he wants it, he's more likely to let it live. The communities where the entire process is, there's a new aspect of cadres trying to establish sustainability in a project, is where we establish what we call a focus group. You can do it as a club. If you're going to a community where you're requesting the community to share their problems with you, if you look at the people you're talking to, You can see the body language. You can pick out in that group somebody who is not happy with what is being said, but they are not prepared to speak out openly. You could isolate them and have a different conversation some other time, and then you get a real picture of what you're trying to do. So that gives you a position that is way beyond what you've been offered, because the final decision remains with you, because you're the one who's going to apply for this grant, you're the one who's going to spend the funds, and you're the one who's going to account for it. So you have to tread carefully. And the only way you can encourage local ownership is that the people are requesting and getting what they're asking for. That's the only way. All right? One of the things the Root Foundation likes to see in a project is where there's a training component attached to that project. You're more likely to get a favorable review if you have a training component. We couldn't buy an equipment for the Man Regional Hospital and dump it right in the middle of nowhere without anybody knowing how it is being used. Yeah, they're medical professionals. That doesn't say they know what it is. Leslie, come answer this for me, please. All right? And encourage Rotarians to invest in the local economy. It's very important that you invest in the local economy. You are giving livelihood to a lot of people in that locality. And they are more likely to protect that equipment. And if you need spare parts, it's easier for you, all right, to acquire the spare parts instead of having to bring it from overseas. 10 minutes. And one of the things that really helps you with the project is to find local funding, find a partner in your locality that will participate in that program. It does a lot for a club's relevance in that community, because people are going to say, well, if that company is able to partner with the Rotary Club of Sunrise, why are we not doing it? So look for things like that. All right. And one of the things when you're doing a project is to measure the success. Monitoring and evaluation is a component of global grants that we all fail, every one of us. If you're monitoring the process as you go along and evaluating what you have done based on the goals set at the initial step of that grant, you're able to see problems and you can address them. When you do that, it gives you a bigger picture for a next grant when you have to address it. That we pay clear attention to. Here's a nice baby enjoying the good life because of Rotary projects. Scholarships. Before the Future Vision program was initiated in 2013, we had ambassador scholars. $1,000. They didn't do anything for Rotary. So people came to us just as a stopgap for what they really wanted. And so we spent funds that didn't make any sense. And I remember we had gone to training in Evanston that year, and a lot of our donors were very upset with this program. And the scholarship has now been moved to a bigger and better program. And you'll ask, how could somebody apply for a scholarship satisfy the area of focus? Of course, you can satisfy the area of focus. And now you can study for the entire program, for the entire university program. What is the difference here? The difference here is that a club that gets involved with a global grant scholarship applies for the entire funding as a lump sum. but you're getting the funding as you go along. The first year is $50,000, so you get $50,000 from the Rotary Foundation straight to the recipient. It's not coming to the club. It goes to the recipient, and he writes a report on the expenditure at the end of the year. If the Rotary Foundation is satisfied with that report, then the second year expenditure or fund is sent to the recipient. I've been sponsoring global grant projects in Arkansas for 5 years now. And most of them, funny enough, are from Nigeria and Ghana. All right? The district in Arkansas will ask me, Patrick, can you help us with this grant? Sure. But it's good to see the value and those kids when they graduate, the way they look at Rotary. These are people without any chance of studying, and you give them this golden opportunity. So please let us look at scholarships. There are both ways. You can do it with your district grant. Yes, you can sponsor students right in Nassau with a district grant. I think East Nassau applied for scholarship this year from the district grant. We give them. All right. Here is a picture. PDG Felix spoke to Group Study Exchange. It is still available, but not really a program funded by the Rotary Foundation or Rotary International. Why? That has enough district designated funds to spend can still sponsor Group Study Exchange programs. If you go to the States, in the US, a lot of districts in the US are still sponsoring Group Study Exchange programs. In the past, when we had that program, we had the long and the short one. So a district governor will decide which one to spend the district funds on. And usually what they do is use the short one that used to cost us $11,000 US. It is designated fund. Our Rotary International will pay for the long haul Group Study Exchange. It is still available. The beauty of that program is that it gives us a chance as a district to send our young fellows overseas for cultural exchange. That's basically what it was. And I still think that as a district, we can do it. We have that program. We have enough district designated fund to sponsor it. But hopefully some year in the future, we'll be able to do it for our children because they need it. Qualification, that is the big problem we have. I got an email from the UK last week for a club in Jamaica to participate in the Global Grant Project, and I couldn't let them participate because they didn't qualify. They refused to attend the grants management seminar, multiple opportunities, and they refused it because they didn't think it was important. And now they have lost a big opportunity to do something worthwhile in that community. Qualification is a process that every one of us has to participate in. I'll give you guys an example. I was going to Mexico to review a project for the trustees. I downloaded the program and said, well, I'm going to look at it. I was DGE. When I came back to go through the program, I was knocked off that our district did not qualify. What had happened is that because I stepped up from DGN to DGE in the same month, I was supposed to do the qualification on behalf of the district. I didn't know that. It's by going back into the system that I saw what the problem was. At that time, our own Barry Racing was the RI president-elect. The foundation got through to him immediately and said, listen, your district has an issue. Barry calls Vance. And Vance was traveling. And Vance calls me and said, Patrick, we have a problem. So I did it. So it's very important that we understand the importance of qualification. It is not that we are trying to impose on your time. It is very it's a chance. Because you never know. All right. District qualification, the district leaders complete qualification process online. I remember, I think it was last month, Barry Racing called Mr. Patrick, have you reviewed the MOU for the district? I said yes, and all of us, the entire DG line, are certified because a project was being done in a district and they did not do that process. They lost it. So please agree with us, sign the MOU so that we can have that. It is not difficult. All we need are 3 officers: the president-elect, the foundation chair. The current president doesn't have to attend the program because he did that as a district president-elect, but he has to sign the document because he, for all intents and purposes, the only recognizable officer of Rotary International at that particular time in the club is the club president. That's all we're asking for. And you have to agree to implement the MOU. The Rotary Foundation is asking districts that people could attend the qualification online and the district can still have their own specific requirements for the clubs. Based on what is happening now, we're not going to be able to have a one-on-one face-to-face communication with Rotarians. So we are going to try and see if we can use the online, have town hall meetings and try to discuss issues with clubs so that we can get them ready for next year. This is what it looks like. At the end of your participating, it comes up. There's a minimum that you have to really achieve for them to certify that you have done it. And you can do it repeatedly. There's no shame. There's no shame. You can do it repeatedly, go back and on until you get it right. We spoke about community assessment, where people agree, and you must make sure you know their needs. All right? Each community has a weakness, they have their needs, they have their assets. The same way the clubs in our district have assets in our district that can help you write your grant programs. What I'm asking, I can't be bothered, it takes too long. It doesn't take too long. A grant, if we put up the project for you airtight, the coordinator reviews it, within the same week, everything starts happening. And they are even making it easier and better now. When you submit your project now, and they're reviewing it, they're asking you now to send in your banking information. Why is that? So that you can get your funding easily. What are the benefits when you do a proper community assessment? You're able to understand the dynamics of that community. It helps to make decisions that are really priorities for that service. You build relationships because by going to the community and having one-on-one communication with them, they tell you things. So it's very important. It's very, very important. It's just as the Rotarian, when you join a club and you go to a district conference, all of a sudden you're now out of Nassau. You're now in the entire district with friends all over the place. That's how it is. But if you stay in your club year after year, you're restricted to the amount of friends you're going to have in the district. We spoke about the assessment tools. All these documents are available for you. The community meeting, the surveys, the interviews, the focus group, the inventory, all the mapping. They'll ask you for it. If I'm sent to do a review of a project and all these items are not reviewed under my review, it's not accepted. All right? Please remain open-minded. Don't go into a community and tell them this is what they want. No, it's not your choice. Choose your participants carefully. And make sure that everybody is represented. Everybody must be represented. And don't promise a project before you make a decision. Do not promise a project until that decision is arrived at by the club membership. Because what is going to happen is that one of our core values will be eroded, our integrity. Here is what we have done so far. For 2018-2019, the grant statistics, the district grants were 494 grants, costing 27.6 disaster response grants, 7 grants for 134,000. Now, the importance of the disaster grants for Rotarians, please understand that disaster grants, the funds does not come from Rotary Foundation. It comes from contribution from Rotarians who are trying to support that disaster. So, for example, the maximum disaster grant amount is $25,000. But the last one we did in Nassau was 132. Why is that? Because all those funds came from donors who specified that it must be spent in the Bahamas. So the Rotary Foundation will have to spend all that fund in the Bahamas as long as we can justify how it's going to be spent. So we need to understand that yes, it is available, but it's a different type of grant. And this of course, where the grants are spent. What are the resources that you have available? All these. That you don't have to read them all at once. It took me years, and I'm still reading them because they're changing every day. They're changing every day. At the end, with the Rotaractors being brought in to start doing global grants on their own, we're going to have a new set of documents coming up July next year. So please let us have a unified approach. Look at it as something we're doing for our communities, not just my project.
PDG
Yes.
Patrick, may
Yes.
I just for a minute ask for an extension because we
Sure.
have our time has expired and we're losing people. I would like to ask for an extension of
So,
5 minutes.
we're finished anyway.
Okay, okay.
We're finished. So that is where we are. All right, that's where we are. I will accept any questions. I think I can send you this presentation. Any questions?
Yes,
I
we have
have
one question in the chat. The person was asking if there's an online seminar for grants.
Yes. That means that the Rotarian has not gone to the e-learning center. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. And you can do it any amount of times you want to get used to it.
Okay, I think
Any other question?
Thank you. Any other questions for the PDG Patrick?
How many of us are going to do? Yes. Sunrise, when are you going to do yours? Any questions? All right, I'll send you the presentation so that
that would be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, PDG Patrick.
Thank
Now
you.
we'll ask PAG Karen to bring us the vote of thanks, please.
Thank you, President Francis. Good morning, PDG Patrick. Thank you so much for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us this morning. You really gave us a lot of information, and I wanted to just recognize you and your efforts way back when when our club applied for a global grant, I reached out and asked for your assistance, and you said, no, Karen, you're doing this wrong. Your club should give the absolute minimum donation possible and seek partners and other districts to help fund your grant. So Rotary Club of Nassau Sunrise and our community thanks you for that encouragement, because we were successful in getting the grant at the minimum donation our club had to participate at, and our community thanks you as well. But this morning, especially for the newer members, I think they've learned a lot about the various opportunities that the foundation offers. Very often I approach members about giving, and I think the presentation you delivered today was excellent because it focused on how our club can participate in getting funds from the foundation to help our community, both locally, internationally. So we really appreciate it. On behalf of Nassau Sunrise, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Thank you, PAG Karen. And now we're running a bit over. It's already 10 minutes after past 8. And is past President Tanya in the house?
No, she's not.
All right. So we'll move on to the raffle.
Okay, it's the last call for the raffle. We had just a few takers. Let me bring that up. If you are interested in the raffle, please let me know. All right, so I'm going to share the screen in a minute when. Okay, so here we go. And so these are the persons who, let me see if there's anyone else telling me they want tickets, because I know we're in Nassau and yes, we can't drive around a lot, but we all need gas in our cars, right? So I expect at the very least that every member of the club would have bought a ticket for $5 and have a chance. So here's the last call. If not, after 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, no other takers. We will go right ahead and draw the raffle. And the winner of a $100 gas, I hope I can fill your tank, is Leon.
Leon, congratulations.
Congratulations, Director Leon. You're always giving, so it's only good that you get this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dino. You didn't get it.
Thank you, Secretary Donette. Now we'll have the four-way test by Rotarian Cresswell.
All right, you guys should have received this to your inbox for those who don't know it. So I just simply ask that you give it practical application. Of the things that we think, say, or do, is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it build goodwill and better friendship?
And will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And be beneficial to all concerned.
You guys say that with as much enthusiasm as a prostate exam. But
that's okay. You read well.
Ressie, don't do it, please.
The final toast, Rotarian DeValdo.
Good morning, all. To the Rotary around the world.
Rotary around the world. And I want to thank all of our visiting Rotarians. I want to thank PDG Patrick, AG Ken, and all our Rotaractors for visiting with us this morning and other guests. Thank you all and have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We
Nice
had
being with you again.
65 people attended the meeting this morning. Thank you guys. So
Thank you.
Thank you
See
so
you
much.
again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Morning, Dino.
How are you, Director Leon? Good morning.
Good to see you, my friend.
You didn't win, I
me.
just have to buy more tickets. That's all, guys. Just have to buy more.
Touch me and bless me.
You know, you're
DG,
always
Louis.
winning, man. You're always winning. That's why. Others are
DGE,
I
please
should
unmute
buy
your phone.
lottery tickets.
Louis, unmute.
Yeah, tell me. How's
We need to
things?
talk.
Okay,
I'm waiting for your call. What's happening?
okay, I'm here.
No, I mean, are you ready?
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Well, maybe we need to get a meeting together.
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you can call me in the morning
All
today.
right.